I loved her quietly, and that was how I lost her. I never thought silence could hurt this much. I always believed pain came from arguments, from betrayal, from endings you could see coming. I never imagined that the deepest wound would come from words I never said. I was 26 years old when I learned that loving someone quietly can slowly break you. She entered my life gently, so gently that I didn't even realize when she became important to me. There was no moment I could point to and say, this is when I fell in love. She was just there, every day, every conversation, every small moment that felt harmless. She listened to me, really listened, not the way people usually do while waiting for their turn to speak, but the kind that makes you feel like your thoughts matter. She remembered things I didn't think anyone noticed. She saw parts of me I never showed intentionally. Being with her felt peaceful, like resting after being tired for too long, like breathing without realizing you had been holding your breath your whole life. And I knew then. I knew I was in love. But I said nothing, because I was afraid. Afraid that if I spoke, I would lose her. Afraid that my feelings would change the way she looked at me. Afraid that what felt safe would disappear. So I chose silence. I told myself I was being mature, that I was protecting the friendship, that not every feeling needs to be confessed. But the truth is, I was hiding. I became her safe place, the person she talked to when she was tired, the one she trusted with her fears and her dreams, the one who stayed up late just to make sure she was okay. I was always there, and every time she smiled at me, my heart whispered something I refused to say out loud. I wondered if she could feel it too, if she noticed the way my voice softened when I spoke to her, if she saw how carefully I loved her without letting it show. Then one day, she mentioned him. She said his name like it meant nothing, like it wouldn't change my world completely. She talked about how he made her feel nervous, how she thought he might be special, how she was excited to see where things would go. I smiled. I told her I was happy for her. And that night, I sat alone in my room, staring at the ceiling, feeling something inside me slowly collapse. There was no dramatic moment, no tears at first, just a deep, quiet ache that settled into my chest. That was when I understood what silent love really is. It is loving someone who will never know how deeply they were loved. It is listening to their happiness while swallowing your pain. It is choosing to disappear emotionally so they can stay comfortable. I watched her fall in love with someone else. I listened as she talked about him with a light in her eyes I had only imagined was because of me. I stood beside her while my heart stood alone. And the hardest part was this. She trusted me. She never knew that every time she spoke about him, it felt like I was losing something I never got to have. She never knew how many nights I lay awake wondering if things would be different if I had been braver. I blamed myself more than anything else. Maybe I waited too long. Maybe silence was my mistake. Maybe love needs courage, not patience. Slowly, she became more distant, not because she wanted to hurt me, but because life moved forward for her. New priorities, new happiness, and I stayed behind. I stayed until it hurt too much. Then one day, I realized something painful. Loving her was costing me myself. So I stepped back, quietly, without explanations, without closure. I stopped reaching out, stopped being available, stopped offering my heart where it would never be chosen. Healing did not come suddenly. It came in loneliness, in long nights, in learning how to let go of someone who was never mine. I learned that not all love stories are meant to be spoken. Some exist only in silence. Some end without beginnings. Some teach you lessons instead of giving you happiness. I did not lose because I loved her. I lost because I loved her quietly. And maybe one day, I will be brave enough to speak when love finds me again. But this time, it is too late. This is the love I never confessed. The love that stayed inside me. The love that hurt me the most. I am Lucy, and this is Unsaid Love.